How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. On this channel, I like to talk about different ways to make money, and that is in the retail stock space, that is how's it going, everyone? It's Sam. On this channel, I like to talk about different ways to make money. Recently, I've been talking more about crypto, and I haven't really gone into some of the altcoins, but I've had a lot of people ask me about them. And there's one that is causing massive craze throughout the internet. It's causing a lot of people to question what it is, whether it's a scam, whether it is the next to the moon cryptocurrency altcoin. It's blowing up. You can see here it's gone from 0.000000085 all the way up to 0.0000013. I might have added or missed some zeros there, but it's gone up about 1,500% over the last week. It's growing massively. One thing that I like to take a look at is Google Trends. You can see here it's grown massively in terms of how many people are searching it on the internet over the last couple weeks. You have to remember, this is actually a few days old on Google Trends. This ended April 17. If you look up articles, SafeMoon shows up as the most searched for cryptocurrency for a third day in a row on CoinMarketCap. So it's grown to a market cap of $1 billion in less than a month and has shown a 7,600% growth in the last 30 days, bringing its new market cap to more than $2 billion. So just know that off the bat, that this is actually growing a lot even in the last few days. So I want to talk about it here today because it is growing massively. It's got really interesting mechanics behind it. And there's an interesting side to it. There's an interesting side where you could make a lot of money on it, but there's also a potential scam/scandal in it. So I know whenever someone says like scam or something, they think it's clickbait, but a scam is like a misrepresentation of what's happening, and that might actually be occurring in this cryptocurrency. So I'll explain that too. So you have some of the good sides of the coin and possibly some of the bad sides, some of the more risky parts of the coin here. So if you guys don't mind, before we get started, just hit the like button. I really appreciate that. Also, if you want an interest rate on your cryptocurrency, I use BlockFi. So they give you an interest rate up to 9.3%. They also give you a bonus up to $250 for signing up and depositing. And you can also possibly take loans out later if you want to. So let's say Bitcoin goes up 1,000%, like some people are saying. You can take loans out so you don't have taxable events. So that's something that's just really good to have in the future in case crypto does go up a lot. But there is a link down below underneath the video. It helps out the channel a lot if you want to sign up for that. There's also a link down there to WeBull in case you want some free stocks. They're giving away a ton of free stocks right now if you sign up. And if you end up referring someone else, they're giving you a ton more free stocks. So obviously SafeMoon is something that a lot of people are wondering about these days. Now, this is a really interesting, really helpful article just to get the background on SafeMoon. This was put out just yesterday. It's continuing to captivate investors, going up over 100% in the last 24 hours. Now, it's actually moved up a lot since then, too. I think it's up like 100% today on top of yesterday, on top of the days before. So we'll move past that, though. It's really new. It launched on March 8th. Trading volume of about 48.6 million represents a 100% increase. It's a decentralized finance startup that wants to address common issues found in other cryptocurrencies, which is the really interesting part of this. So they say that the volatility is basically caused from a tendency of crypto investors not to hold for the long term. To address this, SafeMoon penalizes sellers with a 10% transaction fee. Half of the fee redistributes to the rest of the token holders. So 5% gets burned right off the bat, so it combats inflation in the coin. And then 5% is actually given out to other holders of the coin, which is really interesting. So they say Johnny Caroni identifies himself as a SafeMoon CEO. SafeMoon has been very active on Twitter since its March launch. There, it announced that it will make its token available on 2 new exchanges. Currently, investors have access with Whitebit, Bitmart, and PancakeSwap. I don't have any of those. I actually hadn't even heard of those until today. Although there is a major potential catalyst with this, which is that a couple days ago, they announced that they are going to uplist to some extra exchanges, which is a possible catalyst for this, especially if it comes to something like Coinbase. Now, there are some other catalysts I want to hit on in a second too. Investors should note that SafeMoon is planning to launch its own SafeMoon exchange. It says it raised $700,000 of the $1 million it needs to do so. And this is as of yesterday, so it might have actually gone up since then. Now, SafeMoon is really interesting, again, because it's encouraging loyal investors with its automatic liquidity pool. So like I said, if you sell, you get a 10% transaction fee, and then 5% goes back to the other holders while 5% is burned. So this really leads to them rewarding people that have held onto the coin for a long time. Now, there is some controversy in the space. I won't say this is only going up, because this is a really interesting dynamic that I think really could be something down the road. This is a little bit drastic, right? Because you know that right off the bat when you buy it, that you're going to lose 10% at some point if you ever want to sell. So that is kind of an interesting dynamic, but it is a very high load then on the back end. However, there is some controversy about this. So this guy, Final Stand on YouTube, I was watching some of his videos yesterday. He's really a Dogecoin YouTube channel. So he gave the exposed truth behind this crypto. And I won't play the whole video or anything like that, but basically what he says is there was an influencer that had a pretty good following, and he kept on pumping SafeMoon. He kept on pumping it, and on SafeMoon's website, they said that he was part of the team. They made an announcement. However, this influencer never gave that disclosure in his videos or in his tweets or anything like that. So there's kind of a conflict of interest. I know on YouTube, when companies pay for sponsored stock videos, you have to make a disclosure. Like it's straight up illegal if you don't disclose that you're getting paid to talk about something like that when you're talking about a publicly traded company. Now, crypto is a little bit of the wild, wild west, but if they are paying influencers either equity or in cash to talk about this, and they're not disclosing it, I think that's a big conflict of interest. Now, I'm not saying that that's necessarily horrible for the coin or anything like that. It could be bad if that actually comes to light and there's a lawsuit or something like that. I mean, if a bunch of these coin holders lose money and then they sue later down the line, it could send this crypto down significantly. It could bankrupt the company for all I know. But that might not necessarily be the case, but it does show you a little bit about the management team. So just be cautious of that. Just be cautious. Now, how am I playing it? Well, I don't own it right now. I've actually never heard of the exchanges that it's on. However, they did talk about uplisting. They also are talking about how many more holders are getting into it. So they're adding a lot of people. It's trending on Twitter, I believe. They had 600K holders yesterday. Now they're talking about how they're approaching 1 million or how they just hit 1 million. There are a lot of people that are interested in this. Now, I really like the dynamic where you actually earn money from other people selling. Like, imagine that Bitcoin. If you were one of the early holders and you actually got money from other people transacting, it does show that there is a reason to hold on to it. So this is a really interesting function of this coin. Let's talk about if a whale sells. So usually if someone that holds a majority of a coin sells, the price dips very quickly, and then usually there's some type of buying pressure, so then it comes back up, but usually maybe a little bit lower than it was before. Now, let's say someone sells this coin. Let's just be dramatic and say they hold 50% of the coin. If they sell 50% of the coin's overall market cap, 5% of the coin is redistributed or burned. So they get 45% of the value. Of course, it's probably going to sell off over a long time, but let's say it's dramatic and it happens pretty much right away. Then 2.5% of the coin's value, the overall market cap, is burned right away, and then 2.5% is redistributed to other people. So you get to actually gain from a big whale leaving in two ways. First of all, there's some burned, so the supply actually goes down dramatically. And then some of it, a large majority of it, is redistributed. It really benefits people to hold on, and it creates this community aspect where if you're a long-term holder, you reap the benefits. But playing devil's advocate, we don't know how much the original creators of the coin actually hold. They have said that they burned all the original coin and they had to buy in just with everyone else. If they held a significant amount and it went to a market cap like Dogecoin, which was $50 billion, they might be willing to take a 10% transaction fee to diversify and take out their billions of dollars. Because remember, this is up thousands and thousands and thousands of percent over the last 30 days. So what used to be a couple million before is more like hundreds of millions of dollars now. So they're playing with real money here. We don't know how they will react if they really are as shady as that other YouTube video said, that they are paying influencers and not disclosing it. So just be cautious of that. I would make sure that I am putting in an amount that I am comfortable with and not so much that I will lose my shirt, as they say, if it goes down. Now, if this is fun money for you, you want to risk a little bit, maybe penny stocks aren't going your way and you want to throw your money in something else that's interesting, I could see that happening. I just want to bring this to your attention, some of the pros, some of the cons, some of the interesting things about this cryptocurrency, because it is really interesting. But there are risks to it. This is still a very volatile, obviously very volatile cryptocurrency. And a lot of people are, YOLOing money into it. So just be careful. On this channel, I like to give you the pros and the cons of different investments. So be careful. If this comes to a major exchange, or let's say it comes to Voyager or something like that, where I have a little bit of money, I might throw a little bit of money in it, but I would fully know that it could fall down, and I would be kind of watching it too to see if there are scandals. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you guys want to check out the link down below to BlockFi, where I hold almost all my cryptocurrency, about 30% of my overall investment portfolio, you can check that out. They give you an interest rate and a bonus right now. And there is a link down there to WeBull in case you want some free stocks. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.